everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope everybody is having a good day. Everything good? Everything all right? Yeah. I always feel weird when I go live by myself. I feel like I'm supposed to hear somebody else's voice talk to me, but then it's just me alone. So, what? Inspiring Philosophy has a remixed version of AP's theme, as Mike has clarified after people pointed out similarity. Really? How dare you? How dare you? I'm gonna file a lawsuit against Inspiring Philosophy now. I'm going to be live with him on Monday, by the way. But yeah, so hello everyone once again, and good morning and good day and good this and good that. I wanted to invite somebody from Israel. I wanted to invite Yosef from Israel Advocacy Movement or so on here. Then I realized it is Sabbath over there, so a little bit late. However, so yesterday, last night, some events started happening in Amsterdam. As I was live with Angela yesterday, wait a minute, I said Angela. Was that her real name? Oh, for a second, I forgot her name. My brain froze. Yes, it was Angela. Okay, yes. So yesterday I was live with her, and then attacks started happening. Reports came in that in the Netherlands, people are attacking Israeli fans, Israeli Jews. And I started seeing videos immediately of people going around and hunting down Jewish people, hunting down Israeli people, asking for their passports to identify themselves while beating them, and so on. And people did say that it is a pogrom, that it's an attack on Jews altogether, that it's hunting down Jews, and so on. And I wanted to wait a little bit more to see what the confirmations are, what the actual news are, what the details, what the facts are. As of this morning, there were lots of propaganda, of course, from the other side saying, "Oh, it's actually it's actually the other side that started it," and so on. However, police and mayor and politicians and so on have confirmed that it was actively people organized to go out and seek out and hunt down and attack and beat up and lynch Jewish people, calling them Jews repeatedly, Israeli people, and so on. And I have some videos to look at. I have some reports to look at. I have some reports from the police, some news articles from different outlets, statements from the mayor to look at, and so on. First of all, I just want to say, am I surprised that this is happening? Absolutely not. Am I really surprised? No, absolutely not. Things like these are bound to happen if you have an unchecked influx of Islamists into your countries, and just let them do whatever they want in your country, and let Islam just grow, and disregard any criticism of Islam and Islamic attitudes as Islamophobic and racist and whatever it is. So of course, eventually in such an environment, this will escalate and lead to Jews being hunted down and attacked in the streets of Europe. And of course, there are some people who are who might at this point not care very much, because they're like, "Oh, we don't care. I don't care about Jews. I don't care about Jews. I also have a problem with Jews. I also have a problem." Well, they're gonna come for you next. Okay, you are next. You are next. No matter who you are, if you are not Jewish, it's not a secret. Jews are the most hated group among Muslims in Islam since the beginning of Islam. But it doesn't stop with Jews. If you're a Christian who doesn't care, they're gonna come for you next. If you're an atheist who doesn't care, they're gonna come for you next. If you're some LGBTQ folk who doesn't care, they're gonna come for you next. They are already coming for you. You're just stupid and don't see it. This is part of the Islamist mindset. Once they have the opportunity, they will come for you as well. Let's look at first what the mayor of Amsterdam said. I have a little clip from AFP. It's a little part of what the mayor of Amsterdam said. The mayor of Amsterdam, what's her name again? Femke Halsema. Femke Halsema, that's her name. So she made an announcement. Here is a brief clip of things that she said. Aside from what she says here, she said that she's ashamed, she's disgusted, that groups were organized and it was premeditated, it was planned. People were going around and seeking out Israelis and beating them up and checking passports and so on. The police has confirmed, and the city is taking action and so on. But so here's a section that was at least subtitled of what she said about this.
Nooit was het antisemitisme ver weg. De oorlog in het Midden-Oosten bedreigt nu ook de vrede in onze stad. Gisteren.
I will have to pause here immediately because what's this woman's party affiliation? What is she? Where is she? What is she? What's she doing? Who this? Mayor of Amsterdam, representative for the leftist Green Party, Groen Links, and served as the party's parliament leader. So left, very much political party, Groen Links. This is what she ran before. Leftist Green Party, progressivist social democracy, and so on. So anti-Semitism was never far away. Oh, yeah, really? And why? Why is that the case? Why was anti-Semitism never far away?
Was het antisemitisme ver weg. De oorlog in het Midden-Oosten bedreigt.
Now the war in the Middle East is also threatening peace in our city. Excuse me, it's not now. It's not now. It always has threatened peace in your city, and you caused it. You caused it. You allowed it to happen. You imported it. You allowed it to happen. You supported it. You still support it. You still make excuses. You still say, oh, I'm ashamed. I'm shocked. I'm horrified. You're stupid.
Dreigt nu ook de vrede in onze stad. Gisteren was er een uitbarsting van antisemitisme zoals we niet meer hoopten te zien in Amsterdam.
An outburst of anti-Semitism of a kind that we have not hoped to, that we hoped not to see again in Amsterdam. Again, if you invite vast demographics of Nazi-like people on a religious scale, then of course you will have an explosion of anti-Semitism in your city and your country. This is what's bound to happen. Of course, you can always. People will say this to you. People will for decades warn you about this. People will for decades say, if you keep doing this, you will have big problems in your country. And you can then dismiss those people who say that kind of stuff as bigoted and, I don't know, fearmongers, Islamophobic, bigoted, xenophobic, racist, and so on. They were right all along. They were right all along. You brought this upon yourselves, and you brought this upon the Jewish people that you claim to care about and protect as well. But foremost, maybe if you want to think about yourselves first and your own population first, which I know leftists usually don't do, you brought this upon yourselves.
En ik ben woedend en spreek namens het stadsbestuur en namens de driehoek de meest krachtige veroordeling uit over het geweld dat heeft plaats.
The strongest condemnation, the kraftigest condemnations of the violence that took place. Well, thank you so much. This is exactly what we were waiting for. With all the violence, everything that is going on, all the hate, all the violence, all the chaos, what we needed here was precisely this. What we needed here was precisely the strongest condemnations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Finally, now we can all go home and sleep and rest and be peaceful and have peace and be happy. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. This is exactly what we needed. All we needed was the strongest condemnations. Problem solved. Problem solved, everybody. The kraftigest condemnations. That's all we needed.
Onder onze Joodse Amsterdammers heerst angst, ontzetting, woede, ongeloof.
I have to say, I don't want to be. I'm not sure how to word this. I'm not exactly sure how to word this, but I also want to say that there is also some responsibility that falls upon Jews in the West themselves. Jews on the West themselves. And hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is not that they are guilty or anything. What I'm saying is that they should have listened as well to all those who warned them for decades now, for the longest time now, that inviting demographics that are religiously anti-Semitic, religiously Jew-hating, religiously genocidal will put them in danger. So Jews especially should always be aware of this. They should always be aware of what Islam is. We still have people today saying, oh no, it's not Islam that is the problem. There is a thing, like I have spent a good amount of time studying Judaism and Jewishness and Jewish culture and so on over the last year. I'm very impressed. And the one thing that I'm so surprised and so shocked about is that the that even the most knowledgeable rabbis, even the most knowledgeable Jews, seem to have no clue about Islam and seem to have no clue about Muslims. And this is kind of funny on many different levels. On one level, this is very ironic because all my life I heard that Jews are the most evil, and Jews are monsters, and Jews are this, and Jews are that. And Jews all plan to exterminate us Muslims, and then I grow up and I meet Jews, and then I find out that Jews have never cared about Muslims ever. They don't even know anything about Muslims. They don't know anything about Islam. and they're still sitting there and thinking, oh no, well, Islam is not the problem. Islam is just a religion. Like it's just a different way of seeking God. It's misguided and this and that, but still, it's just that's not the problem. We shouldn't be looking at that. You have the most orthodox rabbis, the most traditionalist rabbis, right-wing rabbis, talking like this. It's so weird to me. I think Jews especially have a responsibility to learn about Islam, to learn about Muslim thinking, to learn about the Islamic mindset. I know Jews have this whole attitude of being more inward and not concerning themselves with the beliefs of the others and so on. But here is a religion that is built on threatening you and that promises to fight you and to eradicate you. You need to be aware of this. You can't make excuses. You can't afford tolerating and downplaying and sugarcoating it. Islam is a big problem. I know I want to talk to more people. Go tell them and educate them. Maybe. It shouldn't be upon me, but there are some other people who are engaging in this as well. But I also want to take some step and really speak to more Jewish people, speak to more religious Jewish people, speak to more rabbis, and so on, and explain to them what the problem actually is. Like I was shocked yesterday when I looked up an article that I looked up before, actually, about so the Christian prayer, which is the Lord's Prayer, which is Our Father in heaven, and so on. Somebody was pointing out that that the Pope went to the wall in Jerusalem and placed the Lord's Prayer into the wall and was like, isn't this contrary to Judaism? And the thing is, if you look at the prayer, it's actually not. It's like the wording itself, the prayer itself is totally in line with Jewish beliefs. So, but I went on a Jewish website to see what they say about it, and then I landed on this Chabad website here, which where they say that here. It's true that the Lord's Prayer fits equally across all the Abrahamic traditions. And I immediately thought, wait, first off, Abrahamic traditions is a little bit of a problematic thing to say. But secondly, it doesn't. It literally doesn't. In fact, it is forbidden because the prayer starts with Our Father. Jews say Our Father. They say Our Father, our King. Christians say Our Father in heaven, and so on. Muslims are not allowed to say that. In Islam, it is forbidden to say Father, to call God Father. It is forbidden to say Our Father. This is how Islam is so detached from the Bible. The Bible is full with our Father, God, our King, our Father. In Islam, this is forbidden. It is banned. It is considered blasphemy. It is you cannot even use this as a spiritual thing, as a way of worship. It's forbidden. And then it even ends with this. Many societies have practiced saying the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd. The Psalms are revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Again, you are right about Jews and Christians, but not about Muslims. The Muslims have no idea what's in the Psalms. They don't read it. They don't know it. This is one of these things. Like, this is just one petty example here, I know. But despite the fact that rabbis spent their entire lives studying the Torah and the religion and so on, and coming to the conclusion that Christianity and Judaism have so much in common, they also are under the false impression that they also have something in common with Muslims or with Islam. No, they don't. Islam is very, very far detached and is very, very dangerous to you and your existence. Anyway, so she says, there is a lot of fear, dismay, anger, and disbelief among our Jewish Amsterdammers. Yes, they should realize what they're dealing with, and so should everybody else involved. So should everybody else involved. So should everybody else involved. It's sickening. I want to come to a few of the excuses that people make about this incident, but first of all, I want to look at a few videos here that have been coming out. So you have some occasional recordings lacking context, of course. There is, of course, context to this kicking. Under some circumstances, kicking somebody on the ground is justified and totally cool. F Israel, free Palestine, burning an Israel flag, and so on. This is the inhuman, barbaric way of beating into an Israeli person. You have them going around mobbing and hunting people. Again, according to the police statement, which I will come to as well, these were all actively meditated, planned out attacks. You have this. You have these incidents. You have this.
I give you. I give you my money. I give you, please tell me. I give you my money. I give you my money. I give you my money. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Take my money. Take my money.
You want to kill kids?
They force him to say free Palestine. They force him to say free Palestine. He says free Palestine. Then they still beat him and accuse him of killing kids.
Take my money. Take my money.
You want to kill kids?
This is Amsterdam. 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 This is a mob finding an Israeli guy, hunting him down, kicking into him and beating him. He was left unconscious. They beat him. they lynch him, they leave him unconscious, and then they run away. This should be whoever these people are should be found and should be judged in the most severe way. Lynching somebody, beating in on him, kicking him in his head, and so on, which are things that we have seen in the other videos as well. And then leaving him there unconscious is a very dangerous thing to do. It has the possibility of having caused traumatic, possibly fatal injury, and then leaving him to his death. I don't think that that he died, but this is literally what it can easily lead to. You beat and cause severe damage and trauma to somebody, leave them unconscious. They are unconscious for a reason, and then you leave them there and run away. This could be leading to someone's death, you causing someone's death, and then not having the responsibility of taking care of the situation, but running away. I hope this would be judged and severely punished. I hope so. I have my doubts, though.
It's for the children! For the children, motherfucker!
I give you my money, I give you, please go.
For the
I give you my
children!
money, I give you my money.
Free Palestine now!
I give you
Free
my money.
Palestine!
Free Palestine, free Palestine. Free Palestine, take my money, take my money. Take.
You want to kill kids? Kids
No,
are
no,
teasing
no,
me. Kids,
no,
kids,
no.
kids.
Amsterdam. Here you have a bunch of guys running into the hotel to look for them. Look at this. Just look at the scene here. Look at the beautiful scenery here. Look at the beautiful display of animals in their natural habitat here in the middle of well, at the edge of Europe. Soon it's going to be underwater anyway, so maybe it's just a good thing, according to the predictions of climate change. Here in Amsterdam, which once was a beautiful city, a wonderful place, a place of freedom, you have a bunch of people hunting down Jews in the middle of the roads and trying to beat them, while others, presumably regular people of this country, of this place, are trying to live their lives. This is what I find so funny about the whole Groper and neo-Nazi movement in America. It came up yesterday that there are not many Gropers and neo-Nazis in Europe. They're usually in America, because in Europe you don't have neo-Nazis. Like, you don't have these large groups going online. I wouldn't say. Maybe I should separate between the neo-Nazis and the Gropers. The Gropers are people who go online and complain about Jews all day and push in large masses in Europe. You have them usually in North America, because in Europe people have real problems. In Europe, people have real problems. People have Islamists. People have the immigration. People have real things to worry about. They don't concern themselves with imaginary problems such as the Jews trying to control you. They have real problems. The real problems are the Islamists coming in, the Moroccan population coming in, the other immigrant populations coming in and causing problems left and right. And when they have the means also to hunt down Jews and also to hunt down your populations here and so on. This is what globalizing the Intifada is. To me, free Palestine. You hear that? Free Palestine? Yeah. This is how you will free Palestine. This is how you will free Palestine. This is exactly how you free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. I was one of the most disturbing things that I saw is what I shared also on Twitter last night. When I saw it, was this here, which I also put on the thumbnail. That's what this is about. I posted this as "I'm not Jewish" to avoid being lynched by Muslims. This is Amsterdam. Just look at this footage here. Just look at this footage here.
Stay. Stay.
He says, "I'm not Jewish." He says, "I'm not Jewish." He gets beaten the shit out of him anyway. This is Amsterdam. This is Amsterdam. And then you have bastards like this. Tonight's vigilante attack on Israeli soccer fans in Amsterdam. Vigilante attack on Israeli soccer fans in Amsterdam reflects the rage provoked by Israel's the manipulation of Jewish symbols like the Star of David to incite and justify genocide. Zionism is the most dangerous form of anti-Semitism, with Netanyahu and the colonial project of Israel posing the greatest threat to Jewish people since Hitler. This is just so disgusting. So disgusting. Of course, it's just the fault of the it's the fault of the Jews, right? It's the fault of the Israelis. It's the fault of the Jews. Yeah, it's always the fault of the Yehud. That's exactly what it is. Exactly the fault of the Jews. Always is. Always is. According to Afif here. Afif says this is the Jews' fault. This is the Zionists' fault. Here you have accounts of people living in the Netherlands before. We run a Judenjacht. We are going on a Jewish hunt. We're going on a Jewish hunt. We're going on a Jew hunt. Going on a Jew hunt. Jew hunt. Jew hunt. Jew hunt. Here it says Hamas, Jews to the gas. And then somebody crossed it out and said just that solves the problem. It's just if you want to gas Zionists and not Jews, that's totally acceptable, of course. You know, that's totally acceptable. That makes it acceptable. Of course, then all the protesters on the left, the progressives will also be like, oh, you mean Zionists? Okay. So all right. Then we're fine. As long as you call the vast majority of Jews not Jews, but Zionists instead, you are free to do whatever you want, man. We're all with you. And here is just expressions by the Palestinians.
والله لو أخرجنا اليهود من فلسطين لو أخرجناهم من فلسطين وأخرجناهم من بيت المقدس دون أن يسلموا ولو ذهبوا آخر العالم سنلاحقهم وسندعوهم إلى الإسلام وندعو بوجه الإسلام وندعو جميع النصارى والله لو أخرجنا اليهود من فلسطين.
They are going to, we will call all Christians to Islam. We will chase them and kill them. We will call all Christians to Islam. There was a long clip of this. Pretty sure it continues with, if they don't accept it, we will also chase them and so on. Yeah, this is just Islam, man. It's just Islam. The religion of peace. Religion of peace, everybody. Religion of peace.
Stay.
Here is the mayor of Amsterdam on Friday announced tighter security measures in the city after a night of violence where fans of Israeli football club Maccabi Tel Aviv were targeted. I am ashamed at what happened in the city, admitted Femke Halsema, as she described hit-and-run attacks on the Israeli fans, announcing a temporary ban on protests. Nobody needs tighter security measures. What people need is deportations. What people need is a demographic change. What people need is a halt to the excuses that people have made for decades now in order to accept and not kick out certain populations and their belief systems and their political ideologies and so on. If you ban the Nazi movements and take care of them, you should also ban movements that have a lot of things in common with the Nazi movement, such as killing and attacking and discriminating against Jews. That is what you should be doing. Temporarily imposing tighter security measures will not solve the problem. That is not what will solve the problem. That's not the solution here. That's not what's going to help solve this problem at all. Aaron from London helped an Israeli man who was being beaten up by the Amsterdam mob. He got punched. One of them said he's British, leave him alone. Another, yes, but he helped a Jew. They were angry because he helped a Jew. This is violent anti-Semitism. I'm going to come to what Geert Wilders said so far about all of this, but actually let's get to that immediately. So let's get through Geert Wilders' tweets here. So Geert Wilders has been running on the whole front of taking care of the Islamic issue and making Europe safer for everyone, including Europeans and Jews and so on. Or Europeans, including Jews, and so on. The bad thing with him is that so his party got the majority vote. He got the majority vote in the last elections. However, he doesn't have the power at this moment to be fully in charge of policies and everything that is going on, because despite the fact that his party had the highest percentage of votes, his party didn't have enough power to establish a government. So what they had to do, and this is a complicated system of democracy, of course, what they had to do was to make a coalition with other parties involved, including the regular Conservative Party and so on. And conservatives in Europe, for those Americans who don't know, tend to be quite meek and weak and dumb and naive, just like leftists in America. Actually, conservatives in Europe are pretty much like the Democratic Party, honestly. So he had to make a deal with the coalition, and part of the deal of the coalition was that not him, but somebody else would be the prime minister. So he accepted for the sake of pushing his party into the government and being the largest party. They still have certain conditions to live by. He cannot be the prime minister. He cannot make policies on his own. He is in a coalition with other conservatives and so on. So he can't do whatever he wants. I know people have lots of expectations, but he doesn't really have the power to do lots of these things that people expect of him. He said, I just spoke by phone with Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu and told him of my anger and shame of what happened in Amsterdam. There is no place for anti-Semitism and Jew hate in the Netherlands, and I will do all I can to protect Jews and stop and expel Islamic radicals. I hope this is followed by action. I hope this is followed by something that is done, that is pushed by his party. He has been very, very clear on deporting Islamists and so on, taking care of surveilling mosques and shutting down, putting a stop to the expansion of mosques, shutting down certain mosques that engage in radical preachings and activities and so on. He has been very, very, very outspoken on this kind of stuff. He has been very outspoken about his goal to implement such things. I hope that he can use his influence in the best way to get something done and to start finding a solution to this problem, because if these guys can't do it, then I don't know. Europe is kind of lost. He says the VVD heeft 10 jaar geregeld in 10 jaar. I'm just kidding. I can't speak Dutch. It always sounds like fake German to me. It sounds like somebody's pretending to speak German, but just getting it all wrong whenever I hear people to speak Dutch. Dat is allemaal niet genoeg. So this guy said, last night I spoke to the commemoration of Kristallnacht about the huge increase in anti-Semitism in the Netherlands. Not even 3 hours later, barbarians on scooters are riding through our capital city, hunting Israelis and Jews. Horrible and unacceptable. We are going to track them down and punish them. Upon which Geert Wilders says, that's not enough. Why wasn't there enough police? Why wasn't this provided for? Why don't you send the scum out of the country? Where are the proposals to denaturalize criminal Muslims? Why isn't there an extra cabinet meeting today? Where is the urgency? There were lots of warnings. Lots of warnings. In fact, some people compiled it. Let's have a look. I was reading more of the official reports and seeing what the media says, what the police says, and so on. Some people, like the beloved, the dear Dr. Eli David, have reported on certain things. Let's see what this is. Geert was among the first to warn about the dangers of mass Islamist immigration to Europe and the horrifying attacks on Jews in Amsterdam. Validate his warnings. I've been warning for years that radical Islamist immigration would lead to anti-Semitism and violence. We will do everything to prevent these events from happening again. I hope that is true. I'm deeply ashamed of what happened in Amsterdam. We will prosecute and punish the perpetrators with full force, said the Minister of Justice and Internal Security in meeting with Israel's foreign minister. I'm sorry to say, but this is not enough. This is not enough. This is not enough. Prosecuting and punishing the perpetrators with full force is not enough. It might sound enough to some people. It is not enough at all. Not enough at all. You will not fix this problem by simply punishing the perpetrators with full force. That's not how you solve the problem. You need to root it out and take and acknowledge the situation and reverse the damaging that you have done to your own societies when you imported Islamism and so on. Reza Pahlavi said, the Amsterdam program is the fundamentalist terror the Islamic Republic and the Muslim Brotherhood have fueled for decades. Such anti-Semitic violence will continue to spread across the West until its root cause is recognized and addressed. Yes, however, I will go further again than the Crown Prince here and say that the root cause is not the infiltration by the Islamic Republic and the Muslim Brotherhood. It goes further. It is Islam in general. It is Islamic organizations, Islamic infiltrations, Islamic movements in general. And I know some people are of the opinion that we should focus on certain organizations, on certain movements, on the Iranian Islamic Republic and Hezbollah and Hamas, but still try to make a deal with other Islamic movements and organizations. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Then you are not solving the problem. You need to call out the actual problem, that is Islam. You can't say the Islamic regime of Iran is the problem and Muslim Brotherhood is the problem and Hezbollah and Hamas is the problem, and then go ahead and make deals and alliances with other Islamic organizations and Islamic groups and Islamic movements and Islamic countries and Islamic families and so on. You can't just do that. You are trying to focus on one thing. You're patching up one one side and then letting the poison flow in from the other side all the way. You are simply causing more problems for the future. I, for one, am not one of those people who thinks that you should, recognize some of these problematic people and then make deals with other Islamic organizations and movements. I will say that they are all the problem. Okay. Sorry if you have kids around. Maybe it's time to cover their ears. But I want to say very, very clearly, the problem is not just Islamic Republic of Iran. The problem is not just Muslim Brotherhood. The problem is not just ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah, whatever it is. I want to say, fuck Hamas, fuck Hezbollah, fuck the Islamic Republic of Iran, fuck Pakistan, fuck Saudi Arabia and MBS and his royal family, fuck the Fatah and Palestinian Authority, fuck the Muslim Brotherhood, fuck the United Arab Emirates, fuck Qatar, fuck Al Jazeera, fuck all of them, fuck Afghanistan and their Taliban movement, fuck the reformist Islamists, fuck all of them, fuck Islam. There, I said it. If you think that you can solve the problem on one side and then just make a deal with the others, you got it all wrong. You are fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself. You're being stupid. And you will eventually deal with the consequences. Yes, Hareworth the Wig, thank you. Susan Morales, keep Islam small and far away from others they want to harm. This is true. BL added to it this. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Nathaniel Rosen, good day, everyone. Yeah, some people come along and are like, but hey, but this is not productive. I don't care if this is productive or not. I don't care if this is productive or not. I don't care about your definition of productive. I don't care about how you think you can befriend one side while solving the other and so on. I don't care at all. These in Saudi Arabia, people are persecuted and punished simply for going outside and protesting and asking for more rights, asking for an ounce of women's rights. They find the women, beat them down, lock them up, and then promise reforms to their American partners and Western partners. Good day, everyone, said Nathaniel Rosen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sai Beast by, please do collab with Police Arif Hussein Teruvat. Inshallah, one day. BGC Vetan, Jizya for the Prophet. What of the 3 missing people? Yeah, let's see. The latest news was that everyone not accounted for has been contacted or got in touch with. Let's see to confirm. Jewish Insider, Israeli politics. Let's see. Yeah, Lahav Harkov says some good news before Shabbat. No Israelis are missing in Amsterdam anymore. Okay, it's good. So, as for the missing people that were reported, the Israeli sources say that they have been located and taken care of. So they have been located. There is nobody missing at this moment. Only people injured and some people severely injured and taken and hospitalized and so on. The latest on injured people is at least 20 Israelis and unknown numbers of Amsterdam residents were injured. At least 62 people were arrested. Wow. That's interesting. Amsterdam attacks on Israeli soccer fans brings shame on Amsterdam, mayor says. 20 to 30 other people were lightly injured. 5 injured Israeli soccer fans have been released from the hospital. In total, 63 individuals were arrested and 10 remain in custody, police said. So, okay, as far as the news goes, nobody has died. Some people were hospitalized. As far as it sounds, were released. One person was found unconscious, was hospitalized, taken care of, and seems to be doing well. Over 60 people were arrested, and so on. Now, there are some things that some people are saying, such as that, oh, you're just talking about this as if they didn't do anything, as if the Israeli hooligans didn't do anything. Look, there's also some people here reporting on, what is this, the BBC? Some Maccabi fans looking for a fight, witness tells BBC. Yeah, witness. I've spoken to a fan who went to the match last night who reports seeing Maccabi Tel Aviv supporters on the Amsterdam metro going up and down the carriages 3 or 4 times looking for a fight. Yeah, so apparently that guy had the brilliant interpretation that these guys were walking around looking for a fight. Okay, cool. That's what I also do always. I always go outside and walk around. That means I'm looking for a fight. Conrad Dalton tells me I felt worried. Everyone was going into the city, so everyone knew what was going to happen. He adds that he's shocked by the portrayal of the incident in the media, adding that the attacks were completely provoked and the Palestinian flags were torn down the night before. Okay, there is one video that I have seen where people say that a Palestinian flag was torn down by some Israeli fans, and they're using this as justification for what happened this day. Now, let's put this into perspective, okay? There is another footage of Israeli hooligans walking down the stairs and chanting certain slogans, including something like "Death to Arabs," for example. That is one of the allegations. And then you have another incident of allegedly an Israeli fan coming and attacking a taxi driver. That's it. So these are a few of the instances that you have. Based on this, some of the media, most importantly, those who are anti-Israel, those who are Islamists, and so on, have been pushing the narrative that the Israelis were there to provoke and they deserved it, and so on, which is why they were taken care of. Now, this is a very, very common pattern when pogroms happened in history, where you will pick up one instance or 2 instances of certain things, and then thereby justify a massive response, massive lynchings, and so on. Even if some Israeli fans actually went and tore down Palestine flags, right? And even if some hooligans went through Amsterdam on their way out and actually chanted something messed up, or were proud of the IDF, said victory to Israel, said death to the Arabs, and so on. Even if these things happened, right? Does this then mean it is therefore justified? It's therefore justified to hunt down and lynch Israeli people? Is that really what people are getting at? Because the reports are, according to the authorities, to the mayor, to the ministers, to the police, the reports are that it is absolutely confirmed beyond reasonable doubt that there were plans in advance before any of this happened. And there were, during the night, active searches for Israelis all across Amsterdam, people searching out Israelis, people searching out Jews and lynching them and beating in on them. And some people are telling us that this is justified because the Israeli side was chanting slogans and tearing down flags. Well, I have something to say about that. For the last year, we have seen pro-Palestine bastards across the world tearing down and burning Israeli flags, tearing down and burning American flags, tearing down and burning the UK flags, and so on, while shouting from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, destroy Israel, and so on, posting pro-Hamas pictures, wearing Hamas headbands, chanting anti-Semitic, outright anti-Jewish slogans, calling for the elimination of Jews, for the eradication of Jews, carrying posters that say, now you know why they will be hiding behind the trees, and so on. So considering that these lynchings are justified because these Israeli fans tore down flags and chanted some slogans, does this now mean that we are all justified to hunt down Muslims and beat them up wherever we are? Tell me. It's the same logic. Let's just apply the same logic here. Let's apply the same logic here. Explain to me why, by that standard, it is not justified to seek out Muslims in Western nations, wherever you are, and to lynch them and to beat them up. Tell me. It precisely goes by the same logic. Precisely goes by the very, very same logic. Tell me why that is not justified. Because it's Islamophobia. I want to look at a video by Israel Advocacy Movement here for a second. He put some things together. We have more information on, I think, Yediot News and others reported this kind of stuff, where they showed leaked messages from WhatsApp groups and so on, that that these people were planning to attack Jews, that taxi drivers helped, and so on. However, I want to briefly look at a video by Yosef, my dear friend from Israel Advocacy Movement. Let's look at this. His video is titled, "Was there a pogrom in Amsterdam?"
Was there actually a pogrom in Amsterdam last night, or, as the media is claiming, was it Israeli hooligans? First, here's the context. These scenes are from last night, and it shows gangs of masked men hunting down Jews and attempting to lynch them, checking their passports to see if they were Israeli, running down Jews in the street and chasing Jews into canals so they have to swim to safety. Here's the scary part. It was all
Oh, this video. I should actually look for this video as well. Where they chase down an Israeli fan and into the throw him into the canal, into the water, and then say, "We will leave when you say free Palestine."
to safety. Here's the scary part. It was all premeditated, and I have the proof. This is a screenshot from a WhatsApp group, and it shows that they were hanging Palestinian flags in areas to lure Israeli supporters in and then attack them. How was that reported? Flags?
This says, without police, there is no police. Jews 1726 hang Palestinian flags in the city. They will come like rats. I just saw 5 minibuses racing to Bilmer and so on, whatever they want. Yeah.
In areas to lure Israeli supporters in and then attack them. How was that reported in the West? Well, the Daily Mail said Israeli hooligans tear down Palestinian flags. In fact, those flags were planted so that Jews could be attacked. But it was much more sinister than just this. There were reports of...
So, a quick thing about the tearing down of Palestinian flags. I would say the best advice would be for people who go to Amsterdam not to do that, not to engage in tearing down flags or Palestinian flags. As sick and disgusting and dumb as the flags are, you're being set up. You're obviously being set up. You're obviously being set up. Don't go and do that, okay? But there is a culture, a hooligan culture, which I have never really sympathized with and never really liked. It is very well known in football, hooligan culture, especially British people will know this, and others as well, that hooligan culture is very, very much associated with being proud and strong and walking around and expressing pride for your own football team and going against the other and so on, being ready to have shouting fights and things like these, drinking a lot and so on. Even then, this is probably not something that you should engage in, especially not if you are in a place like Amsterdam, I would say.
Israeli supporters in and then attack them. How was that reported in the West? Well, the Daily Mail said Israeli hooligans tear down Palestinian flags. In fact, those flags were planted so that Jews could be attacked. But it was much more sinister than just this. There were reports of...
However, if some fans do that kind of stuff, once again, does this mean that it is therefore now justified to track down, seek out, and hunt down Israelis and beat them up in the streets and leave them on the ground? Well, once again, let's apply the same logic to pro-Palestine peeps. When they go around and burn Israeli flags, that means I guess we can go around and hunt down Muslims.
Gangs turning up at hotels where Israelis were staying, breaking into the hotels and trying to lynch the Jews inside. But how did they know there were Israelis in those hotels? And here's the scary part. Taxis were dropping off the Israelis, then reporting on a WhatsApp group with thousands of people in it the address of the hotel and whether there were police present. Then gangs were turning up to attempt to lynch the Jews inside. This is not 1930s Germany. This is Amsterdam in 2024.
It is 1930s Amsterdam, actually. You got that all wrong, Josef. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm very, very sorry to disappoint you. You got that all wrong. Got that all wrong. Israeli soccer fans were attacked in Amsterdam. Dutch Prime Minister Dick Schoof said on social media he had followed updates over the anti-Semitic attacks on Israeli supporters of the Tel Aviv Maccabi soccer team with horror. With horror! Who would have thought that something like this could happen? OMG! The violence had been completely unacceptable, while Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar said on social media he plans to travel to Netherlands urgently for an unplanned visit. A blaring alarm call for Europe and the world. Amsterdam police said 62 people have been arrested following said clashes between the Israeli fans and Amsterdam residents in the city center later into the evening. In a news conference Friday, Amsterdam Mayor Femke Halsema condemned what she called hit and run attacks on the visiting fans who had traveled to watch their team take on the Dutch giants Ajax in an annual soccer tournament. It's called football, that involves teams from across Europe. Despite what this may look like, this is not a Nazi symbol. This is actually the flag of Amsterdam, of the city of Amsterdam. But I always thought it looks kind of funny. She said local men on scooters had sought out Israel fans for several hours in what she described as threat to Jewish life and culture. Let's see. Let's look at a few things here. De politie-eenheid Amsterdam zet op social media circuleren verschillende berichten over de geboorten van afgelopen nachten. No, it says various reports are circulating on social media about the events of last night in Amsterdam. The police have stated a major investigation into multiple violent incidents. So far, it is known that 5 injured people have been taken to hospital and 62 people have been arrested. The police are aware of reports about possible hostage situation and missing persons, but currently have no confirmation and so on. So, Alhamdulillah. Boys on scooters targeted Israeli football fans in Amsterdam. No confirmed abductions. Boys on scooters. They shouted Jewish IDF Israeli football fans describe attacks in Israel. Okay, so long story short, lots of attacks in Amsterdam. Some people still justifying it, saying, "Oh, the Israelis, they asked for it because they shouted slogans and they tore down a flag." Once again, even if you're going to disagree with such things, and even if you're going to condemn that, even if you're going to say, yes, nobody should shout such slogans and nobody should tear down flags, who has been doing that for the last whole year? Which side has been doing that for the last whole year? In America, in the UK, across the Western world, in the Netherlands, in other places, who has been doing that for the last entire year? shouting genocidal slogans, shouting hostile slogans, walking around burning flags of the host country and of Israel. Who has been doing that for the last whole year? It has been the pro-Palestine side. Does this now mean that we shall attack Muslims everywhere? That's not how it works. That is not how it works. What does this say? Tomorrow after the match at night, part 2, Jewish hunt. They won't go to the casino anymore. Yes, tomorrow they will come again. They will let us know just like today. KK dogs. Anyway, if they come again, I will text you again. Shukran for today. Your bro signal was worth gold. That sounds like it could be a trading signal. I don't know. Or it could be a Jew hunt signal. Tomorrow they will be worked on. Who can arrange fireworks? Lots of fireworks needed. And so on. Yeah. Let's see. Some people on X are saying the hunt was arranged by Uber workers. Any truth to that? Well, there are reports that, as said, there were taxi drivers that sent each other messages about locations of Jews, locations of Israelis. They had internal groups where they messaged each other. People say that taxi drivers were involved in letting other people know where these people are going and so on. But honestly, it probably wouldn't be very hard to track down Israeli fans in Amsterdam. Amsterdam is not a big place. It's not a very big place. It wouldn't be hard to figure out where most of these people are staying. Like the stream, said you. Like the stream, said you. Gabrielle. Good. I think I got Gabrielle right. What does the rest mean? Thank you for that. Like the stream. What does the rest mean? Somebody tell me. I can't read Hebrew right now. Oh, that's a Hanotzri. Okay, Gabrielle Hanotzri. Okay, that means Christian, doesn't it? Huh. Gabrielle the Christian. Yes. Hanotzri means the Christian. Jennifer asks, I'm Jewish. We are taught to love the stranger. It took October 7th for me to see what you are saying about Islamism. I wish more people would wake up. There are still lots of people who still cannot understand the fact that the other side is not good. But yes, it is the Bible that tells you to be kind to the stranger and to love the stranger, because you yourselves were strangers in Egypt and so on. Amir Alert said, AP, you know Hebrew, I'm amazed, awesome. I don't. I can only read a little bit. I'm still learning. I've been trying to learn to read. And the funny thing is, I actually, I felt like a kid. I felt like a kid, but I thought, hey, this is very cool. So I got this, I got this learn to read Hebrew in 6 weeks, just to learn the alphabet and to learn to figure it out, to learn to read it. And this was prepared by some awesome person, some awesome Orthodox Jewish woman from Chabad. Shout out to her. Her name is Mika Shafir, right here. But this was very cool. I'm learning to read Hebrew like a child. It's very helpful. Jennifer S. Yeah, I already read this. Sheikh Mark Wingeling said the Psalms were Muslims, but Jews corrupted them. Yeah, the Psalms were indeed Muslims, totally. The Psalms, the Tehillim. Anne Wyckoff, Islam usurps the Abrahamic label while teaching the exact opposite of Christianity and Judaism. Our people perish for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Powerful words. Kazuma Desu, what advice do you have for someone that wants to spread awareness about what Islam really is on YouTube? How do I start, and what topics aren't covered enough? It's a very funny question to ask me. However, if you want to start, I would say first make a video about introduction to Islam. That would be the first video, but it wouldn't be video number one. It would be intro before number one. Number one video would be would be, for example, 5 things or 10 things everyone needs to know about Islam. The one thing that I have figured out, that lots of people have figured out by now, is that if you want to get attention to a topic, the best way to go about it is to make a video like so many facts about X. So go 10 things everyone should know about Islam, or 10 things Jews should know, or Christians should know, or Jews and Christians should know, or non-Muslims should know, and so on. So 10 things everyone should know about Islam, and then go through things, and you don't have to go through them in great depth. You can summarize certain beliefs and certain verses and so on. Other things would be to talk about the history of Islam, to talk about the early history of Islam, the life of Muhammad, what Muhammad said about disbelievers, and so on. These are things that should be pointed out again and again. What Muslims believe about the end time, what Muslims believe about what will happen to Christians and Jews at the end, certain moral problems, 10 moral problems in Islam, for example. Things like these. Sheikh Mike Wingeling said, "What is apostate rabbi complaining about? Allah is clear. You don't kill kids. You Exactly. Vegan Cat Croissant 2023-24 hat mir die Augen geöffnet bezüglich Israel-Palästina. Danke für deine klare Haltung. AP, hoffe man sieht sich bald endlich mal bei Piers Morgan. Liebe Grüße aus dem tiefsten Londonistan, UK. This is very confusing because you sent a message in German, but it's from London. Thank you. I appreciate it. Vielen, vielen Dank. Vielen lieben Dank. This says 23 and 24 has opened my eyes regarding the Israel-Palestine conflict. Thank you for your stance, AP. Hope we will see you on Piers Morgan soon, and best wishes from the depths of Londonistan, UK. That's what it says. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm in talks with Piers Morgan's team. They have actually gotten in touch with me and said they will invite me soon or something like that. So looking forward to that. Joel Evers, AP, your shofar is weak and small. Mine is big and curved. Why is it curved? You see, also, even though mine has a different hole, try to blow from it from the corner of your mouth, and try to apply low pressure of blowing and slowly build up. I know I've kind of figured that out recently. Wait a minute. At the end, I was going more toward what it should be like, but still not good. How do I do that tone, man? I do it by accident, but then I can't figure it out anymore. One day I will learn it, inshallah. One day I will figure it out. Joe, one day, I swear, I promise. One day I will figure it out. One day, inshallah. Big deal. El Rey Fulias, hunting Jews in Amsterdam reminds me of something. Yeah, I wonder what that could be. Geertje became a YouTube member. Hello, Geertje. Are you Dutch? Geertje? Kazuma Desu first David Wood transitions, and now he identifies as invisible. I know, but trans David Wood was quite good, wasn't he? I think trans David Wood was a good guest. David Wood identifies as a woman now, was here yesterday, was a good guest. I think I appreciated it, and I should have her on again in the future. That would be good. That will be good. I just want to look at this news here, but want to read it on screen because I want to read it. Breaking from the Justice Department, Attorney General Merrick Garland. The Justice Department has charged an asset of the Iranian regime who was tasked by the regime to direct a network of criminal associates to further Iran's assassination plots against its targets, including President-elect Donald Trump. Iran really has a problem with Donald Trump. Leave Donald Trump alone. He's just a child. They're afraid of Donald Trump, honestly. Think what you want about him. I think Iran is very concerned about Donald Trump. Grauenritter, please, as Shaky Booty, to issue a fatwa in this most pressing time. I will tell him, I will ask him. I can't make any promises at this point. Sankey, voting Green left in 24. What's wrong with Eurocucks? Unfortunately, voting for Green parties is very common in Europe. The German coalition right now is Social Democrats and Greens, and it has collapsed. It just collapsed. The German government has collapsed, and it is a coalition between Social Democrats, Greens, and a liberal conservative party. The liberal conservative party couldn't agree with the Social Democrats and green ones. Big surprise. So they fell apart, and now are looking for new snap elections. Very, very funny stuff. Sorgu was when pro-pallies use leftist language, for example, colonizers and oppressors to fool well-intended but gullible Westerners. Misinfo is dangerous, Voltaire. Yep, it is indeed. In the Muslim world, nobody talks about colonizers. Okay, nobody says colonizer. Nobody says indigenous people. Nobody in Palestine, nobody among the Gazans, among the Palestinians in the West Bank goes around saying, "Oh, these are colonizers. We are the indigenous people. We are the indigenous people. They're colonizers." They don't use this kind of language. Okay, they don't talk about these common things that you talk about in the West. What they do is they are Jews. They are Jews, and we are Muslims. That's what the whole thing is about. Hamas doesn't talk in Arabic about colonizers and indigenous people. They talk about the Zionist occupation and the Yehud. That's what they talk about, and Islam. Songs of Relief, Bia ten boom, be strong. I don't know what that means. One day I will find out. Songs of Relief, head is enormous, cartoonish. I like him. I know he has a giant head. He has a huge head. He has a huge head. And possibly, I must say, I will praise him here and say that he has very big, a very big head, and possibly also very big testicles, considering that he is very has a very firm stance on these things. But yeah, he does have a huge head. Look at that. Anyway, it's not very visible here. Mr. Yasminok became a member. Thank you so much for joining the cult. You can join, but you can never leave. Clumsy Rook 1975 from Israel made a super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for the shekels. I caught it. It's right here. I turned it into 100 shekels. You see, AP only left Islam because he wants to be promiscuous, effing everything and everyone around him. That is true. That's pretty much why I left Islam. Gertie said, I subscribed, a Dutch Christian woman. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Very, very welcome. Very nice to have you here. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice to have you here. And I hope you will have a better country and a better Europe in the future. And Wyckoff, Islam in a man is like rabies in a dog, said Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill. Andrew Gold on X, I have started the process of applying for a foreign passport. The thing we all said would happen in Europe is happening. I should talk to him again. Maybe I should invite him, actually. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to message him in a little bit and invite him on here. Iron Kipper made a chat and said, if... Okay, interesting. Yeah. Exactly. See? We hunt in packs like wolves. Wolves strong, you see. Yeah. Can't the Germanic people learn from history? They can't. How do I go about talking to my shul about the threat of Islam? Unfortunately, I'm a Reformed Jew, and the shul is very progressive in certain areas. See, the thing is... as a non-Jew, I don't want to meddle in inter-Jewish things, and don't want to tell you what I actually think right now, and what I actually have on my mind right now. I don't want to tell you exactly what I think right now. But to be honest, maybe I should just say it. I don't know, but I mean, just look at America, right? You have in America, in the last elections, Trump versus Kamala Harris, you had lots of Jews in America switching and voting for Donald Trump. You had a large population of Jews switching and voting for Donald Trump. You still had parts of the Jewish population that still held on to voting for the Democrats and voting for Kamala Harris, for example, and kind of disregarding the Israel issue. You have lots of Jews going around condemning Israel and saying "Free Palestine" and two-state solution and "Free Palestine now" and so on. And you will find that that on the anti-Israel, pro-Palestine side, on that side that votes Democrats and so on, you will have lots of people who usually go into the progressivist, leftist sides of Judaism, who go to who are reformist Jews or Reform Jews, sorry, or even conservative Jews. And sorry if you take offense by this, but I mean, I see mostly that Orthodox Jews are the ones that actually open their eyes and take action, don't vote for those who hate Jews and so on. And the progressive Jews, the secular Jews, the leftist Jews, the Reform Jews, and conservative Jews still hold on to this whole naive idea of, oh yeah, no, we can just make peace and stuff. And humanist Jews, reconstructionist Jews, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I mean, I saw a report yesterday about a congregation in New York. What was that? I really don't want to single them out right now, but it was a non-denominational Jewish congregation that actually sat down in mourning because Trump won. In mourning because Trump won. The funny thing is, I went on their website to see what kind of a congregation that is, and it's a congregation that abandoned everything that is Jewish and is all about inclusivity and equality. And we urge men who join the congregation to sorry. The language was, we urge those who identify as male or as men who join our congregation to wear kippahs and so on. Seriously? Again, I will just leave it at that because I don't want to meddle in Jewish things. But I don't know. Learn from Orthodox Jews. Listen, if you have your reasons to be Reform Jews, you have your reasons to be conservative Jews, but at least on matters of interfaith discussions, of moral issues, of certain political situations, follow the Orthodox Jews. Follow the Orthodox Jews. Listen to them a little bit. They actually know what's going on more so than you guys do. Alhamdulillah. But hey, still to the question: if you're if you're a Reform Jewish and you want to spread some knowledge about Islam, just tell them about the fact that the majority of Muslims around the world are Sunni Muslims, and they follow the Sunnah. They follow the teachings of Muhammad. They follow the prophecies. Show them the prophecy of Muhammad saying that before the end comes, the Muslims will fight the Jews and kill the Jews and eradicate them wherever they find them. Get a bunch of clips from I posted it quite recently, and I also showed it quite recently. I will retweet it again. Get clips of Islamic scholars, regular Islamic scholars, mainstream Islamic scholars, talking about how they wait for the day that they can finally kill the Jews and eradicate the Jews, and there will be no Jew left on the planet of the earth, and so on the face of the earth. Talk to them about what the Quran says, about how it says that Christians and Jews are allies of one another, and you are not allowed to ally the Jews and Christians, and whoever makes them allies is one of them, and so on. Talk to them about these things. And yes, you might be part of a Reform Jewish community, and I respect that. However, you should take one thing into consideration, and maybe you should tell this to your community as well, to your Reform Jewish community. When it comes down to beating up and hunting down Jews. They don't ask you if you're an Orthodox Jew or a Reformed Jew or a conservative Jew or a Reconstructionist Jew or a humanist Jew, or if you even believe in God or not. What they ask you is if you are a Jew. They don't ask about how do you define a Jew? What is a Jew? Are you a Jew by halachic conditions? Are you a Jew by the Orthodox definition? Are you a Jew in the Reformed? They don't ask you about any of these things. They will simply beat you for the mere fact that you are Jewish in one way or another. They don't care about your denomination or your interpretation or your whether you abide by the law or not, what synagogue you go to, what community you are a part of. They don't care about any of this. When we went to Israel, the ones that were attacked in the most brutal, in the most disgusting, most brutal, and most violent way in Israel on October 7th were not the most religious and right-wing Jews, were not the Orthodox communities. Those who were attacked the most were the left-wing activists who live near Gaza and who have advocated for decades now for easing conditions and making peace with the Palestinians, working toward a two-state solution, helping the Palestinians, taking care of their needs. Those were the first ones who were attacked and brutally killed. Those were the first ones in whose homes they broke in and whose families they eradicated. Those were the first ones that they executed at gunpoint. They don't care about what denomination or tradition or whatever you are. What they care about is you are Jew, you die. That's what they care about. Thank you, Ask Yeshka, for becoming a YouTube member. Alhamdulillah. Ask Yeshka became gifted 5 memberships. Thank you and welcome to the club. And thank you also for inviting others into this club and making them forced parts of this community. They will never be allowed to leave, because leaving this channel means death. The new Bronze Age collapse became a YouTube member. Thank you also so much for joining the cult. That Jewish ex-spy guy in the chat said Irfan Pechi and Mossab Youssef would have insight about Islam in the EU. Heard you are talking to both on the show soon. Thanks, AP. Yes, Irfan Pechi, I'm supposed to have him on here on the channel. I have just been very lame about it. We'll have him quite soon. We'll have him quite soon, inshallah. And he can talk to us about Germany and Islam and Jews. I also want to have another guest. I happen to be friends with a German Jewish activist who is also a rapper that I knew from early childhood, from early teenage years, whose rap songs I became aware of when I was a teenager, and later connected with him when I had my YouTube channel. His name is Ben Salomo. I'm also in touch with him. Very nice, very cool guy, religious guy. I'm also planning on having him on here because he has a lot of good things to say, and he also makes good music. Alhamdulillah. Be 10 Boom, be strong. That's probably referencing Corrie ten Boom, whose family saved Jews in the Holocaust in Holland. Oh, I see. Rennie W gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Watching you for a while, but first time live. Thank you. Love from Israel. Thank you so much, and love back to Israel. Love to Israel. Alhamdulillah. I've had a big connection to Israel since I came back. The new Bronze Age collapse, Islam aside, this has brought me some flashbacks from 2020, some serious PTSD. Deep Inu made a super sticker. Jews are still unaccounted for. Any hostages? Any news hostages? So the latest news that I got is that they have contacted everyone. There is currently nobody that they're looking for. So that's the news from Israel. Hunting Shark, thank you for the response, API, and appreciate the direct response. In lighter note, have some more jizya. Thank you so much, Hunting Shark. I hope you didn't. I hope my comments about reform and conservative Judaism or reform and conservative Jewish communities are not considered, disrespectful or insulting or inappropriate or whatever it is. I seriously think that I'm seriously bothered. Seriously bothered when I see progressive or leftist Jewish communities make excuses. And I think just wake up, man. Wake up. Don't be like this. And I think the same thing when I see Orthodox Jews make comments about how Islam is not the problem. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. EN743, thanks for saying the truth. Keep the good work. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Alhamdulillah. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Toda Rabba. Check out Sarah Knafo. Member of European Parliament. I know something about her. I don't know what I know about her. We'll check it out. And finally, Apostle of Allah said the West and liberals in general have the false belief that Muslims think and want the same thing the civilized world wants and thinks. This is true. And they also have this thing, oh, it's just because, the culture and, development and this and that, if we just bring them over here and we educate them, we will all realize that we all just want the same thing. We're all just humans. That people really, 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 really underestimate the impact of influence, of culture, of upbringing, of religious beliefs, and so on. You can't just bring people over here and then educate them and say, yeah, once you teach them that we are all just humans, they will be totally cool. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's suicide. That is suicide. Cultures are different. Cultures are influenced by religious thinking. Religious thinking develops over millennia, over centuries. Or do you really think that religions can just be adopted and thrown away? No, they have huge impacts on the culture. Islam has huge impact on Islamic cultures. It sticks. You can't just teach them, oh, we are all just humans. Let's just hop and dance together. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. And those who drive this stupidity the most are atheists and secularists and leftists. Sorry to say this, but stupid. I'm Berliner mit Berliner says, sorry, off topic. Wie lange darf der Bart wachsen? That's a good question. How long can the beard grow? I don't really know. I didn't really plan this. I just one day ended up not trimming my beard, and then it's been growing like this. And now I'm kind of wondering what I'm even doing here. I don't know. I was thinking maybe I should just let it grow and prepare for some Islamic parody video or something like that. I was planning on making a parody music video. So the seal of the prophets. Oh, hello, Muhammad. The seal of the prophets says Israeli leftists on Twitter are victim blaming like no tomorrow. What do you expect when there is a war? Or they chanted bad shit, or they tore down Palestine flags. Disgraceful. No words. No words. I hope people learn that they shouldn't throw their own kind under the bus, because tomorrow it's going to be you. Kurzbrat in Amsterdam police commie press conference. Maccabi fans attacked the taxi driver and set fire to the PLO flag. They were responsible for what happened to them. That's what they said. I don't believe that. I saw them report earlier that certain altercations happened, but pretty sure they didn't therefore conclude that they are at fault. Because again, same logic would apply that because they didn't just beat up the people who went there and just chanted slogans and tore down a flag. They hunted down Israelis. They hunted down Jews. As said, is it then justified to hunt down Muslims? So pretty sure this is not what the police concluded. The investigations are ongoing, and the Dutch police. Let's see, latest statements by the city. Condemnation by a Jewish side. Netherlands, let's see. Attacks were condemned, prohibited demonstrations for the weekend. VVD leader Dylan Yeşilgöz says incredibly sick. The attacks are incredibly sick. No, the current stance from the city and the authorities is that these were criminal acts of anti-Semitism and that they will be taken care of. So that's where it stands. I don't have very much faith in European authorities at this moment, but I hope they actually do something about this. And I hope this gives Geert Wilders and his right-wing movement a little bit of ground to further take care of this whole issue. They should share Gadzad's book, Suicidal Empathy, in Reformed synagogues. Hey, that's a good idea. Gadzad is a non-religious guy. He's an atheist. But he knows what's up. He knows what's up. Spread Gadzad's message about immigration and Islamism and so on with your fellow Jews. He knows what's up. He knows what's up. He's very good. All right, with that said, let me quickly see if there are any further latest updates. Okay, so no more people are being looked for. President Biden, the anti-Semitic attacks on Israeli soccer fans in Amsterdam are despicable. Again, it's football. And echo dark moments in history when Jews were persecuted. We've been in touch with Israeli and Dutch officials and appreciate Dutch authorities' commitment to holding the perpetrators accountable. Not enough. We must relentlessly fight anti-Semitism wherever it emerges. Yeah, you should have started with your own country, the United States of America. All right, that's it. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hope this situation resolves soon. But unfortunately, I don't have much hope. I think people need to face the problem and take care of it and realize that the problem is very deeply rooted, very, very, very deeply rooted in religious teachings, such as that the Jews will be fought by the Muslims. In fact, this problem is not just restricted to certain, to the current war. It's not just restricted to certain mob activities here and there. The entire conflict, the entire Israel versus so-called Palestine conflict boils down to religion. At the root of it is a problem that emerges and that stems directly from Islam itself. And I will end this, in fact, by letting the Muslims, the Muslim preachers, say what they think about Jews. This is what they think about Jews. This is what they think about Jews. If you don't believe me, just about what Muslims think, just trust the Muslims when they say it. I will leave it at that and I will fade it out and leave. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a fantastic day. And I will play this right now. And as always, stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam.
Wait, there was an echo. I'll do this again. Here.
Stay away from Islam.
Alhamdulillah. And now, let me leave you alone with the video here.
تقوم الساعة حتى يقاتل المسلمون اليهود
فيقتلهم المسلمون فيجري اليهودي فيختبئ وراء الشجر والحجر حتى يقول الشجر والحجر
يا مسلم يا عبد الله هذا يهودي ورائي فتعال فاقتل
إلا الغرقد فإنه من شجر اليهود.
اليهود الآن يزرعون هذا الشجر الآن بكثرة في فلسطين لأنهم يوقنون بذلك.
شجر
الغرقد
ولو دخل أي واحد منكم ونظر إلى هذه المغتصبات إن تيسر له ذلك عبر جوجل إيرث أو غير ذلك من البرامج لاستطاع أن يرى هذه الشجرة ظاهرة تحيط بكل مكان عندهم.
سنقاتلهم وسنهزمهم وسنستأصل شأفتهم فلا يعود على ظهر الأرض يهودي واحد.
Stay away from Islam.